I feel the love. How's this thing work? You press the right button. Welcome back, bro. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Prime sub, 3 months. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, I explained this a billion times already. Sorry about the little couple-week vacation, but I had to quit smoking. It was very important to me that I put my foot down and get it done. And I knew it wasn't like I was worried that if I stream, I'm going to want to go smoke. It was more so that if I stream after immediately quitting smoking, I'm going to lose my shit and get banned, you know? So now we're in a nice, good spot mentally. We're fucking chilling. We're good. Cold turkey. Any tips? I was explaining earlier, bro. I've done this before as an ex-addict. Painkillers and worse. I grew up like that, you know? And my secret was, like, what I did, I swore to myself I'm not going to smoke anymore. I'd say, like, you have to convince yourself that when you swear to yourself, you mean it. You know, like, there's no cheating that. Like, if you go back on it, you're going to fucking have a heart attack and die or some shit. Like, put it in your head that you cannot go back on it. So I said to myself, I swear to myself I'm not going to vape for at least a year. That way there's at least a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, say it's horrible, I hate it, and I want to start vaping again. A year from now, if I change my mind, I can pick up a vape, and I'm not going to get struck down by lightning or whatever. To me, that's the only way to do it. For me, at least. And it makes it easy, bro. Because I know in my head, like, I can't actually... Yeah, like, to me, like, I can't, like I was explaining earlier, like, my mom vapes still, you know, like, I you know, say I go in the kitchen right now, she's hanging out in the kitchen, whatever, her vape might be on the table, I see that. Normally, when I quit, if I didn't swear off it, I'm gonna see that vape and be like, do I pick it up? And I'll think about it, like, all right, can I take a couple hits and not smoke for the rest of the day? Maybe not, whatever. Worst case, if I really want one, then I'll go buy one for the day. You know, like, you negotiate with yourself to cheat. You know, you try to make a deal with yourself. All right, I'll take a few hits on that vape, but I'm not gonna buy one. You know, like some weird shit like that. Right now, there's none of that for me because I know I literally am not allowed to take not a puff. So it makes it so much fucking easier. Now, when I see a vape on the counter, I'll look at it, but like, I'm just like, all right, it does nothing for me. There's no like fantasizing about trying it because there's no point because I can't try it. In my head, I literally can't try it. And that's what works for me, and it makes it much easier. The last time I swore off vaping, the same thing I did when I quit the last time. I said, I swear I'm not going to smoke anything for a year. Maybe 2.5 years later, I was with some friends and I tried it again. And because I negotiated with myself and I was like, all right, I'll smoke while I'm on this vacation. And then after that, I'll quit again. And I didn't. Because there was no promise to myself. There was no, you know, set in stone. I swore that was gone now. Because the deal was off. It was already past that point. Past the year. So anyway, now I'm doing that again. And to me, it's like, all right, I have a year. So basically, after New Year's, if I want to smoke again, I can. But... I mean, I'm sweating as I'm talking about this, by the way. I don't know if you see my forehead right now. It's not that easy, but knowing that I ain't going back to it makes it a lot easier. All right? I am Hulk. Welcome back, bro. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate you, buddy. How you doing, man? Nicotine is worse than Coca-Cola. It is, man. It definitely is. Because it's worse than... I missed a few other messages, by the way. I'm going to scroll up in a second, but... It's worse because it's socially acceptable and it's more easily accessible. You know, I've talked about this a whole bunch of times. I used to love painkillers. And the big reason why I stopped wasn't just because I was worried I was going to fucking have a heart attack and die and OD, whatever. It was because it wasn't socially acceptable. When I first stopped, I was like this, that was my go-to reason. I was like, it's because I'm tired of everybody making a big deal about it, you know? Because, like, I wasn't getting high to be like, you know, fucking nodding out and shit. I wasn't that type of person, that type of, you know, drug user. It helped me with social anxiety and stuff. It helped me relax and deal with stuff that I wasn't comfortable dealing with. And that's why I got hooked on that shit. I was self-medicating. But regardless, everybody would fucking have something to say about it, and eventually I was like, all right, enough's enough. I don't want to hear this shit anymore, and I needed to get a professional job, so you can't be doing that either. You can't be working. You know, I didn't want to go work for a family friend as an electrician. I didn't want to start that career when I knew I had that addiction lingering, so I had to stop that first. And that's how I did it. I swore to myself. and that's the best way to do it. So I'm happy. Somebody said they swore to themselves in 7 years. That was 7 years ago, and they're still not smoking. Exactly. Congrats, man. That's how you have to do it sometimes. Everybody's different, though. I was talking about this earlier, and some guy, literally some guy, if you know who he is from BDO, not just some random guy, some young guy said, you know, if I do that, where's my I have to use the invitation. Oh, I'm supposed to transfer it, right? Hold that thought for 1 second. Is that all I have to do? I don't. This is new to me. I never I never had to do this before. Okay, so we're back. Welcome. I was a years-long smoker. Someday I just got disgusted by the smell and quit it forever. Here's a situation where I smoked one, but I never smoke when I'm alone. It's absolutely possible. Yeah, like some people you could cheat. Some people can cheat. Some people aren't capable of that. Everyone is different. You need to figure out what type of person you are, and you have to not lie to yourself. Because if you can lie to yourself and be like, nah, I can cheat, and then you cheat, and a week later you're buying a pack of cigarettes, guess what? You can't fucking cheat, and you need to admit that to yourself, or you will never quit. I know I'm an addict. I know I have a very addictive personality, man. I am very weak in that regards. I don't have good self-discipline. That's why the only way for me to actually stick to something that requires discipline is to literally, you know, make a deal to myself where if I don't follow that, it's all gone. You know, like I was saying, you know, you have to swear to yourself that you're not going to do something. I haven't cheated on myself with that. You know, whenever I swore I would do something or swore that, you know, I wouldn't do something, I stuck with that. If I cheat on that even once, I lose that power, that ability to do that in the future. Then I'll never be able to do that again. And that means that's the only way I can have self-control is by swearing to myself I'm going to do something and, you know, I stick with it. If I go back on that, like say I decide to hit a vape tomorrow, now I went back on that swearing, now I'll never be able to, you know, like stick with that again. So say in the future I want to swear off something or swear to do something, it's not going to work because I've already gone back on it before. I've broken that seal. Now I'll be able to do it again in the future. And so like that's it. Like that'll all be gone. So that's why it's even more important that like I don't go back on that. That's why when I quit something, I'm all or nothing. What's up, Etsu? It's everybody has to quit their own way. I mean, I've talked about this a lot with, you know, in regards to like, you know, drug addiction, not specifically cigarettes, but worse drugs. You know, how a lot of people will go to rehab and a lot of rehabs will be about religion. And like, that's not something that'll work for me, or it did work for me. I never tried it, I guess, but some people it works, but some people it's not going to work. Because some people, you know, yeah, sure, you find this faith to help you, you know, quit drugs or whatever you're struggling with. But then, as I've seen firsthand with a lot of friends, something bad happens in their lives, and then they turn their back on religion. Now, without that crutch of religion that helped them quit, there's nothing stopping them from quitting, and they go back to the drug. So for some people, you know, it works, some people it doesn't. So again, back to the point, everybody's different. Everybody needs to figure out what works best for them. For me, it was more of the support group. Being in a sober house is probably the best thing that happened in my life. Yeah, like some people I know that worked really well with. I know some people it didn't work well with. You know, like I've had friends who've been in sober house type situations and then kept in touch with those people. But then, and you know, I had a friend who started dating a girl he met in a house like that. And it was going great. But then eventually one day, I don't know who was to blame. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. You know, they relapsed together. So it kind of backfires. Everything's different. Thankfully, that dude's actually doing really well now. He's got himself a nice wife, couple kids. Very happy for him. Also, hi. I think there was another message I missed while we're in the ad. Let me scroll up and find it. Thank you for the support, guys, by the way. I've been smoking for 15 years, haven't been able to quit. Okay. That's where we really started it. And I'm pretty sure that was you with the Prime sub, so you're here during this ad if you're still here. Yeah, that was my way, man, the whole swearing thing. You know, start small to build that confidence in yourself, maybe. You know, be like, all right, I swear for a week I'm not going to eat, you know, I'm not going to eat cookies. Wait that week. After that week, have a cookie. And be like, oh, I did it. You realize it's empowering, dude, to be able to make a promise to yourself and stick with it and follow through on it. It's literally a superpower if you get to the point where you know you're not going to cheat on it. Like, knowing this, that I have that, it's huge. You know, especially things like dieting. And, you know, again, everybody's different. Yeah, exactly. What can't you do? You know, everybody's different. Like, some people, it might be best to have a witness when you say, I swear to myself. You might need a witness because you might not be capable of it in a way where, like, you might lie to yourself and be like, I didn't mean it. You know, there's so many ways to cheat and lie to yourself in this world. And people, trust me, most of the world does it every fucking day. But, you know, say you're right now, you're on your PC, nobody's around, whatever, you're watching my stream, whatever you're doing, and you're like, all right, I swear for a week I'm not gonna have snacks. 3 days from now, that cookie's looking really good. You're like, I didn't swear to I didn't say it out loud, or I didn't really mean it. And you have that cookie. Now, you just fuck that whole process up. So maybe it'll pay to say it in front of, you know, a friend or whatever. Even sarcastically. Like, all right, so what led to me finally being like, all right, I'm definitely going to swear off smoking this time. The last time I bought a vape, my brother was bitching at me because I went with him to the store while we were going somewhere else, wherever we were going. We stopped at the store, and he was like, you really going to get another vape, you fucking degenerate, you bum, just yelling at me, whatever. Not, like, aggressively, like, but sarcastically, but still. He meant, you know, I'm an idiot. And I was like, all right, this is the last time I'm buying one. And I put my hand out, and the bastard he grabbed it and shook my hand. And I was like, all right, now I'm kind of in a deal with him. I didn't swear or anything, but now my man pride is at stake. So then New Year's hit, and I was like, do I buy a new vape? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to swear off it for New Year's. And so I said in front of him and my mother, I was like, because they were like, are you going to quit smoking or whatever? And I was like, all right, I hereby swear to myself, I will not vape for at least a year. And they're like, we'll see, because that's it, it's a wrap. But, and then like sarcastically, I started to add, because I know when you quit smoking, you eat a lot when you quit smoking. And I was like, I also swear, no snacks for a week. And that was over a week ago. I made it through that. That made it it made it a dope ass process, honestly, because it made the first week of quitting smoking even worse because I wasn't able to go snack on anything. But it made that first week way worse than any, you know, following weeks. So now, like, I'm kind of just chilling. I feel like I'm not wearing the right gear or something. Am I missing something? No, I think I'm good. Hard combo, yeah, but like if you get through that, you can get through anything, you know? It's always good to like push yourself. So anyway, that's my TED talk on how I handled quitting. Yeah, I got loose scroll too. Thank you for double checking though. Oh no, you're vaping, bro. I mean, you're fucking hitting your bong and shit, whatever. That's totally different. That's not smoking. But no, it really don't matter. Like, I'm telling you, it's when you really build up that, like, I swear to myself mentality and, like, I can't break that deal mentality, it makes it so much easier. It's fucking not, because I tried quitting without doing that numerous times over the past, like, 2 years or so that I started vaping again. And every time, from the moment I, you know, try to stop, until the moment I finally crack and pick it back up again, is brutal. Just thinking about it the whole time. Oh, I could be laying in bed just vaping right now, watching some TV. Oh, I could go eat a huge meal and then just sit back and vape after and whatever. Just nice and, you know, enjoy that. Not like that full belly vaping. But once it's like I'm sworn that I can't do it, now I can't. All those don't happen. And it just makes it so much easier. So that's why it really is, like I'm telling you, build that power through baby steps. Swear off little stuff temporarily. No snacks for a week, whatever. You know, even if you're somebody that wants to lose weight, you don't know how. Little shit like that. All right, for a week, I'm not going to have cookies. You're not saying you're not going to snack. You're just not going to have cookies. Swear to yourself. Put it in your head that if you back out on that, then you'll never lose the weight, ever. If you truly convince yourself to believe that, guess what? You'll do that week without eating a fucking cookie. And you'll feel better. One of the best things I did was build that up. And I don't remember why I decided to really commit to that mentality. I think it's just because I was a fucking psychopath when I was a kid. It sounds pretty crazy when you talk about it out loud. It does sound ridiculous, but it works, man. Bro, I was looking for sound effects. And, bro, it was like moan, bark, fart. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, all right, if I'm adding any sound effect, I'm adding that one. That one's fucking great. Thank you, NA, for redeeming that. That sounds just as good as I expected. Do you feel better? Yeah, I feel 1,000 times better. I feel way better. And it's only been a few weeks, but it's just knowing that now I don't have to go to the store. I don't have to waste money on it. I don't have to deal with having my vape. I don't have to worry about, sneaking in some, hits when I'm in a store or whatever and worry that someone's going to bitch at me and be like, you can't do that in here. The dirty looks that come with when you take a hit on a vape in a place where you're really not supposed to. Which, honestly, should be fine, but it annoys the fuck out of me. Now I don't have to deal with any of that. And it's nice, yeah. Yeah, the cup of coffee and the smoke after. Dude, the bathroom. It's fucking hard. To sit on the bowl and concentrate when you're so used to vaping all the time when doing it. Or smoking, rather. Like, when I quit cigarettes, that was rough. That was, the worst part, honestly, was going to the bathroom. I'm gonna be real. I mean, I used to smoke inside. I grew up, my mother was, is a smoker. She stopped smoking cigarettes, but she still vapes. She, grew up smoking in the house. My whole family did. Not my father, but my aunts and, whatever. So everybody always had smokers in the house. The house was always filled with cigarette smoke. So I grew up with that. And eventually I picked up smoking and, just be at a family event, Thanksgiving or whatever, finish eating, go sit on the couch, 2 feet away from the table and light up a cigarette. It's how we lived. It's fucking crazy when I think about it now, 'cause with how, shitty cigarettes smell. I'm like, my God, that's what we were doing to everybody else this whole time? My poor little brother who never smoked. We were just in a car, family trips, whatever. We would just smoke in the car, me and my mother, and my poor brother was just dealing with that shit forever. My God. It's terrible. Quitting cigs was easier than vaping? Well, to me, it's easier simply because you could, wait. Easier than vaping. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. Yes, because vaping, you can vape anywhere. And it's more socially acceptable. That's what I was saying earlier about, hard drugs. What's socially acceptable is harder to stop because less people are going to, bitch at you for it. When everyone around you is like, stop that, it's easier to quit because it's annoying to keep going. Cigarettes, everyone bitches about. Vaping, less people bitch about. So it's easier to vape. I quit smoking cigarettes, kept vaping, as an electrician because I could do that on the job and no one would bitch. Lighting cigarettes up on the job, risky. You get thrown off the job depending on where you are. You're not really supposed to. We'd still be cheating cigarettes up on the lift, 500 feet, 200, 100, whatever, 100 feet in the air. No one could really tell if we're smoking or not. They're down there. Hey, put that cigarette out. I don't know what you're talking about. It's smoke from the fucking, from the drill, idiot. You're fine. But anyway, yeah, vaping's more socially acceptable, so that's why it's harder to quit, in my opinion, for sure. Hiding it from my brother and I. Eventually, we just all did it like that. Yeah, my mom didn't try hiding it or whatever. But also, to be fair, when they started smoking and grew up, they thought smoking wasn't bad. It wasn't until later on that they really started pointing out how bad it is for you. Yeah, and carrying the pack and buying the packs is just annoying. Vape is so much easier to deal with. But little did I know it would make quitting a million times harder. Because you could do it wherever the fuck you want. I mean, I vape in hospitals, you know? Like, when I think about it, it's pretty fucked up. But I'm an addict. I use mine all day long, but even if I have self-control to not touch it, if I'm spending the entire day in a place where you're not supposed to use it, or if kids are constantly around. Wait, let me read that again. I use mine all day long, but even... Oh, but even I have self-control. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't. But that's because you're a father. That's different. That gives you a superpower. I don't have that. I was vaping in a hospital. Dude, BDO, can we load back up? There you go. Where my mom was getting her chemo treatments. And I mean, to be fair, she was vaping too. But, like, other people in there. It's pretty fucked up. And I'm not proud of it. But I blame it on addiction. And it was out of my control. I was an addict. All right.